Michael Saylor sold 100 million Bitcoin, 1,600 Bitcoin in the past week, apparently. And we have a lot going on. So we see that the ISM is kicking off. Today's ISM came in 55.6. So this shows the economy is heating up. The economy is heating up. And this is exactly what you see. Economic expansion, liquidity expands. This is exactly when bull markets begin, and it's happening right now. The economic expansion is taking place right now. Liquidity is climbing to all-time highs. We can see the M2 money supply is making all-time highs. It is continuing to push higher. Economic expansion, and we potentially have rate cuts coming this year. If inflation continues to come down lower, the Fed is not going to hike rates, which a lot of people are speculating, but the Fed is going to cut rates, increasing liquidity into the system. And this is what can pump Bitcoin very hard. In the short term, we also have Trump saying that he's at talks with Iran and that by tomorrow, we could potentially have the Strait of Hormuz opened. This would be a major risk on event. When there is global uncertainty, it is major risk off for risk assets like Bitcoin and cryptos. When there is global uncertainty, people sell crypto. Bitcoin and cryptos, they go down no matter what. So it looks like we might have a potential peace deal ceasefire. The Strait of Hormuz opening very soon, and that would be very, very good. We're also getting over $100 million stolen from these cold card hardware wallets, and it's today exceeded $100 million. That's pretty insane. So people with these cold storage cards, cold storage are getting wiped out. I personally do not recommend cold storage. I do not use cold storage. Let me know what you guys think about cold storage. But there's always a backdoor to cold storage. Be very, very careful if you guys have any cold storage. We also have a potential Clarity Act vote this week. If the Clarity Act gets voted on and passed, Bitcoin and cryptos are going to go parabolic. They're going to pump very hard. But let's take a look at the market. Let's see what's going on today, which is quite interesting. Bitcoin has been quite volatile. So as you can see, Bitcoin, after Trump this past weekend said he is no longer going to strike Iran, Bitcoin ended up bouncing up. And last night, Sunday night, after futures open, Bitcoin just sold off the entire night, formed a higher low, and then ripped all the way back up. What's quite interesting is you can see 1, 2, 3, 4 times at this exact level here, Bitcoin has just ripped up as soon as it hit this level. And that is quite interesting. As you can also see here, there is a clean resistance level here. There's a clean resistance level here. Bitcoin is trying to break and hold above it. If Bitcoin can break and hold above it, which is going to put us around 64,000, if Bitcoin can hold 64,000 without rejecting, I think there's going to be another move up to test potentially 67,000. I think we're going to come up and test 67,000, which you could see they left these wickless candles unswept and they have not tested these highs. I think these highs will get tested before any major pullback for Bitcoin. So I think we're going to test 67,000. You can see every single dip is just instantly brought back up, but also notice every single bounce is instantly rejected. And the rejections are quicker. So there's a lot of sellers here, and Bitcoin has been pulling back for almost 2 weeks now, just about 2 weeks. That is typically the length of a usual small little pullback, sell-off correction before the move up. And you could also see that Bitcoin is in this descending wedge pattern here, which descending patterns, I mentioned in my video yesterday, are typically bullish. They are typically bullish. Descending patterns are typically bullish. And you can see Bitcoin is still rejecting so far today from this move up, this pattern. But what we want to see is we want to see a break and hold above this region here. That would signify that whoever is driving the price lower, you see this keep driving price lower, manipulating price lower, that they have stopped for whatever reason. But we want to see a break and hold above 64, and then I think we could get a test to 67,000. Right now, the market, especially Bitcoin, is moving a lot off of these headlines. That is what is giving the direction in the market. So if there is uncertainty in the Middle East, the market is rejecting. The market is pulling back. If there is clarity regarding the war situation and there's ceasefire, there's peace, Bitcoin and cryptos, they go up. And that's kind of what's going on. But now we also have this Clarity Act to throw it in. The Clarity Act could potentially get a vote this week. And if it gets passed, cryptos are going to pump. So we'll have to see. Nothing is promised, but we will continue to monitor the situation. Trump's saying that there is going to be some type of peace deal, the Strait of Hormuz is going to open, and this would certainly pump Bitcoin. So we're going to pay attention to that. But what's quite interesting here is you could see open interest on this dump overnight had rose very aggressively. It's causing these sell-offs. So it's a lot of manipulation, and open interest rising is just showing you that there's a lot of shorts. There's a lot of shorts driving the price of Bitcoin down. And if we open up spot volume here, spot CBD, which is what drives the price, you can see spot CBD has been aggressively on an uptrend since the 29th of July. The 29th of July, spot CBD, as you can see, is moving up higher highs, higher lows, despite the choppiness here. And so what this shows us here is that there's a lot of whales buying here, a lot of accumulation here, I think, going on. There's a lot of accumulation plus a lot of manipulation going on. So that's why it's very, very choppy. There's also a lot of uncertainty, and that's why it's extremely choppy. You can see every single pump, it just instantly brought back down. And once you start to see Bitcoin, as you can see right now, Bitcoin is just forming this pattern here. Once you start to see a bottom, you're going to start to see higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, higher lows, and then it's going to push up. If you take a look at the microstructure here, you can see Bitcoin has formed this low here. It did not take out the low, so it's a higher low, another higher low here, and so far it's forming another higher low. So we'll have to see. If we can break above 64,000, I think we're going to get a test at 67,000 again. But if we get this Clarity Act passed and we get some type of peace in the Middle East, I think Bitcoin could come as high as 75,000. And this is where I'm looking to short, sell my spot, and catch this next leg down, which could probably come out and take out these lows at the bottom here at 57,000. I think we come out and take out these lows. If we can sweep these highs, that would give us a lot of liquidity, a lot of momentum to be able to sweep these lows. And if we can reclaim it properly with a nice reaction, I would certainly be looking to go long and buy spot again. And then I think we probably will chop around until near the midterms, mid-October. And that's when I think the real big move is going to take place. November, December, somewhere in that period, I think we're going to have a very strong move potentially to $100,000. We could see $100,000. If you guys got anything out of this video, consider giving this video a thumbs up. I'd really appreciate it. It helps to support the channel. Make sure you are subscribed with notifications on, and let me know your thoughts about this video in the comments below, and I'll see you later.